Previously on Oddjobs. Fresh off an auditory hallucination, Jass headed outside for some air to clear her head, unfortunately running into the guards who left earlier, trashing the company van. Though she tried to talk her way out of it, these guards were insistent on kicking her and her partners out of town, leading to a scuffle. Despite being outnumbered, Jass managed to scare off the guards by using goo to take over their brains, forcing them to retreat. However, the incident only cemented the fate of Cinnabar Sapale and the townsfolk. Those guards would undoubtedly report to the magistrate about Oddjobs' mission, and if they wanted to be met with anything but violence, they would have to defeat Zuria and save the town. Jass and Clover were not exactly thrilled about taking on a black dragon, but they rallied and drove into the swamp, eventually having to continue on foot when their van became stuck in the mud. And that's where we are right now.
It's good to get on the ground sometimes.
She opens the door and goes, "Yeah, I love this," and just hops out into the mud and it just splatters everywhere.
This might take us more than a day, huh?
I don't know if I can afford that, so let's wrap this thing up, shall we? You hop out as well, and the two of you begin to trudge towards the lair of Zuria.
Can I take along something with me? Can I look through the glove compartment of the car and see if there's like a manual for the van? I would like to maybe take it and just start like learning a little bit, like just as we're walking or when we have downtime and camps and inns and stuff. I want to be like learning more about how the Oddjobs van works.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
You watch as Clover pops out of the car and has like gathered her bag and is getting ready. And as she does that, you like look around. You don't really have anything else to bring. I mean, all of your stuff was taken from you except for your armor, and you have your sword on you, and you got your goo. So you just like take a look around and see that there's a glove compartment, pop it open, and see amongst like napkins and like crunched up like old food bags and just trash.
Some like baby food in there.
Yeah, exactly. You see some like baby food in there. You also notice this really, really worn, like yellow page worn book, small booklet that has, the information of this vehicle on it.
Yeah, I grab it.
You grab it. You see there's definitely pages missing, like large chunks of this book. Some of it's just been like water damaged, but there is some of it decipherable enough that with time, you could indeed learn how to operate it.
Okay.
You pocket that.
Some light reading. Let's go.
Interesting choice of literature.
I just want to make sure there's no other hidden self-destruct buttons. You were really close to pressing that one.
Not the first time, let me tell you that. The two of you begin to trudge towards the lair of Zuria, your feet slurping in the muck as you step through this swamp. You are now forced to navigate this terrain, and we will do that through a skill challenge. 3 survival checks. If you pass them, you find the lair without issue or with a bit of advantage, meaning if you were to encounter something, you get the jump on it. You can interact with it or choose to avoid it. If you fail, you may find yourself lost in these swamps and at the whims of those who lurk within the stinking waters and rotting trees.
I love stinking waters and rotting trees.
If you couldn't tell, Campaign 3 is the gross campaign. That's become very clear, I think.
Grody campaign.
Boogers and mud. Just like so many listeners tuning out right now.
Don't worry, the next campaign happens in a dentist's office.
Oh, good. Fuck yeah. All right, so what we're going to do now is just roll 3 survival checks. We'll do it one after another. We won't, rush through them or anything. The DC, I will tell you right now, is going to be 12. You have to roll a 12 or higher to succeed.
So I need to roll a 13 or higher because I have -1 to survival.
That is correct.
Okay, numero uno. Nope, right away. That's a 6.
Perhaps the most difficult obstacle in this hunt is the deep, pungent muck that makes up the floor of this entire environment. You take advantage of every rock, root, and stable log to avoid slowing your journey by trudging excessively through this mud marsh. Clover carefully hops surface to surface, you dexterously balancing to avoid the swamp below. And as you do this, you end up crossing a mossy log over a large patch of this dark, like bubbling sludge. Your small form has an advantage given that you're crossing on this like narrow path, and Clover follows after you. But as she gets about a third of the way across, you suddenly hear a cracking in the wood below you.
No.
Clover immediately takes a step back, but it's too late. The cracking grows louder until there is a and the log buckles beneath you both, sending you tumbling down towards the mud. I'm going to need you to roll a dexterity saving throw.
Where are those hops at, Clover?
Clover rolled a 5, but plus her saving throw for dexterity, which is a 4, that's a 9. I think that she is actually going to use her lucky footwork trait, which allows her to, when she fails a dex save, roll a d4 to try and save against this.
Nice.
That's a 1. That's going to put her up to a 10, which is not enough. What did you roll?
With my +4, that is a 12.
12. You manage to kind of continue rushing off of this log, finishing your travel, but you watch as Clover tumbles down and plops into this mud. The moment she does, you see the mud like swells in, swallowing her.
Oh! Can I... do I see any part of her sticking out? She's completely gone.
Why don't we roll initiative?
Ah! Okay. 13 for I.
The bad news...
There's bad news.
...is that Clover rolled higher than you.
Ugh, yeah.
When you fall into quicksand, the rules are that every round that you are submerged, you sink another 1d4 feet. So upon falling in, she had already fallen 4 feet. I rolled a 3 plus 1. On her turn, she's going to try to use a strength check to like get closer to the surface. But as of right now, the visual for Jass is that your fluffy white albino rabbit folk ally is gone. Just slurped out of the way. I will roll right now. That is only a 5. She fails.
Oh no. Oh no. I reach inside of the neck of my armor and yank out my goo. And holding it in 2 hands and looking at its like, it kind of like vaguely has like a goo face sometimes that is just like made out of more goo. Just like 2 little dots and then like a little line that makes like a little goo face when it feels like it. Okay, Goo, I've seen you change shapes. Get real long.
Well, I think that the best way to do this would be probably you're trying to communicate with this creature. You guys haven't fully gotten to know each other yet. I'll say...
Yeah, I'm just telling it what to do.
Give me a persuasion or intimidation check.
If you're here, I'm putting you to work. Intimidation. Oh my god. Oh my god. Can I roll better, please?
Please. Can I roll?
Please, can I roll better? It's a 9.
You see that Goo doesn't fully understand what you're asking for and is kind of like starts wiggling and like the shape changes, but doesn't fully understand, like, I'm asking you to make 10 feet of rope, essentially.
Yeah, okay.
But that's not your action. I'll just say that that is, like, the first thing that you do after she falls. You go, Goo, I've seen you turn into different shapes. Stretch out for me. And Goo's just like, whoa. That's your bonus action, we'll say.
With Goo not being very helpful, I go, shit, fuck. I'll look for if there's some kind of, like, dangling off of these, like, Spanish moss trees and stuff, if there's any, like, vines that are coming off of that I could maybe, like, secure around myself.
Absolutely. You know what? I'll say you're going to use your action for this. Give me a survival check with advantage to try and, like, grab some of this Spanish moss. Like, you see, like, there's so much of it hanging off of these vast, like, moss-covered trees in general. You grab some and tug on it to try and make sure it's, like, strong enough and, like, twist it so it becomes almost rope-like, you know, like, strengthening the tension of it.
Nat 20.
Critical success. Not only did you pick an incredibly secure like just clump of moss, when you tighten it, it's almost rope-like, and you yank on the branch that it is attached to, and it has enough give to really kind of get you close / put you close to, like, get you in the mud. And okay. I'll say that also manifests as advantage on your next official move.
Incredible, as I know that this is the end of my turn, but I'm roping myself kind of into this and, like, grabbing it behind my shoulder so that I can almost, like, with the flex of the tree, like, bend down, hopefully grab Clover if I can get far enough into the mud, and then, like, flex back up with the bounce of the tree.
All right. Clover's turn again. She sinks 5 feet deeper. I rolled a 4 on the D4. She is a total of 9 feet deep in this.
She's so deep.
She is so deep. Now, I'll tell you this. It is your turn again. You've got this moss like secured around you to an extent. You look down at the bubbles that are popping up. You know that though she might have some time, however long she can hold her breath, it is a strain to get out of quicksand of any sort of style. So you are going to really, really need to make an effort to get all the way down to her and pull up with enough force that the two of you can rise up. It's going to be challenging, but you do have advantage on whatever roll you end up doing.
Okay, as I'm like seeing these bubbles getting like less and less frequent, I just prime myself to like essentially like dip the left half of my body into this quicksand, my right arm holding onto this vine. I've got Goo in my left hand, and I'm gonna try and use him as like a little bit of an extension. He doesn't know what's happening because I'm just like shoving him into quicksand essentially. But just like going up to like my neck in the quicksand and like straining to reach my arm. But I know that I'm probably not even nearly like long enough in stature to reach 9 feet down.
Yeah, I think here's the thing. You're tied to this moss. It gives you the give to go in. If you can, with strength, pull yourself back on it with Clover, in theory, you might be able to get out.
Okay.
So you tied into it, lean over into the mud, having Goo as like a little extension. You go deeper and deeper. You see the tree bends with you, and you end up slurping into the muck yourself, but you are bound to the tree, and therefore you are not sinking. You extend forth Goo,
being like tugged on both ends, like by the tree flexing back, but then the quicksand like grabbing onto me. I'm trying to lean in further towards Clover.
I'll say that it is enough to get pretty deep. It's now on Clover to see if she can grab it.
I'm yelling her name into the quicksand, like my face like half wet with it.
Just muffled, like... Her role is to see if she can feel up in the mud for something that's different other than muck.
Okay.
She rolled an 11, beating the DC of 10. She manages to grab onto Goo, and you feel Goo, like you're in the mud too, so you can't hear a lot, just like suction to your ears, but you suddenly feel Goo wriggling intensely in your hand, like a fishing rod that's got a fish on the end of it.
Yeah, I feel like the end of him like weaving kind of around my wrist a little bit, and I start trying to tug upwards.
You tug upwards while simultaneously pulling on the branch to try and see if it can pull you out as well. Give me an athletics check.
Okay.
And you get advantage on this because of that nat 20 you rolled earlier.
Thank you. I get +1 on my athletics. Oh man, thank God I had advantage. It's a 12.
A 12 will do it. Remember, you're
Oh
very
my
low
gosh.
level. The DCs aren't crazy high right now.
I'm scared.
You should be scared. That still was very close to
I
DC
scared.
11. So you should be scared.
Okay, I am. Thank you.
But you managed to and pull, and the branch, and as the branch hits a tension point, you suddenly feel it snap back upward, and you and Clover are sucked from the mud and launched into the air, tumbling down onto the other side of the bank. I'll say that just for the sake of falling and, this rough journey, you're going to just take 1 damage, 1d6 damage. I rolled a 1, nice and gentle. It's a hard hit, but you spit it, and you see Clover, her white fur, her just completely soaked.
A mud person.
Just a mud person with
like
2 red eyes.
After the first Survivor challenge, when they're
Literally.
all covered in mud.
She's like, like spitting out mud. Oh my God. Oh God, that was awful. Oh God. Thank you.
I shove our canteen into her hands so that she can kind of like clear her mouth out of mud and stuff.
She sips it, spits out more mud. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Jess.
No more logs.
I'll wait for you to cross them next time.
All right. I don't know how much longer you have that babysitter for, sir. Why don't you just clean off as much as you can, and I'll look ahead.
She charges by the hour. You see, she's like, the fur on her arms and legs, she's like wringing out the mud.
You don't get a day rate?
She got in early with a great contract. What am I going to do?
You have to be able to renegotiate that.
I work for Oddjobs. You think I'm good with contracts? Maybe I'll have Daniel take a look at it.
This is kind of like the first time that I like consider that Clover is also potentially in some kind of like indentured servitude situation like I am.
You guys clean yourselves off as best you can. You stink of swamp. You are both covered in mud. It's a little bit more intrusive on Clover's life, but you see she uses some of the water to kind of clean off her face and stuff, and she gets situated, and the three of you, Goo included, once again return to the journey.
I look at Goo, who's still wrapped around my hand and is looking like a little dazed.
It's kind of like when you overextend like something and it stays overextended a little bit. It's like still a little wormy, like long rope-esque.
Silly putty texture. I go, all right, well done, Goo.
Sling Goo over your shoulder like a pool noodle.
Onwards.
You all march off. All right, so you didn't succeed on that survival check, but you made it through the first survival encounter. So, still 2 more checks. Give me another one.
All right. Yay, that one's a 15.
The 3 of you travel for hours. Clover occasionally will make some light conversation with you as you walk amongst the moss and mushrooms, likely to your annoyance at a certain point, because there's a little bit of danger to just talking out in the open in such a dark and dangerous environment. But a team of 2 is small, and you guys are able to move quickly enough as you navigate this. It's important that you remain quiet, that you avoid detection, any other threats. You can't account for environment, but you can account for what you do to influence that environment to draw attention to you. And as you walk along through this soundscape, the buzzing insects, the chirping frogs, bubbling mud, an occasional call or rumble of a far-off creature, you begin to notice that it's growing darker. Not only the sky above, but the canopy is thicker, the fog is denser, it is difficult to see, and you notice Clover, without dark vision, is struggling a little bit, sticking close to you as you kind of take point and start navigating. Why don't you give me a perception check to navigate this stretch of marshland? And because you succeeded on that survival check, you get advantage on this.
How do those rabbit eyes do in the dark?
She's like blinking these bright red eyes that you can see everything, and you notice she's very clearly not able to see around her. They do all right, I use my hearing too. I'm pretty good ears.
I roll 14 on my perception.
Up ahead, you notice that there is a lot of decomposition, like a lot of fallen trees, a lot of like dead animals, and you immediately realize you're on the right path. This is the kind of trail that a dragon would leave, whether intentionally or just through navigating the forest without much of care.
Seems gross and desolate. We must be going the right way.
You also notice that up ahead there's these very large mushrooms, these like almost like, I don't want to say human-sized, but like nearing that size mushrooms. Give me a nature check.
Okay. Mushy check.
Give me a little mushy check.
6.
Those are some big fucking mushrooms.
There's some oversized vegetation. You think acid dragons eat mushrooms?
Do they look eaten? She's like looking in the complete wrong direction.
Well, no, because they're here, but there could have been others that were eaten.
My understanding of dragons is they tend to eat, tiny folk, as they call them, meaning us.
All right, forging ahead, no dragon here then.
It's really dark here. Can we use a light, or do you think that's a bad idea?
I'm gonna try and just kind of hone in on the sense that Jassifer has as a leader, the sense of danger that she has around her. I don't think that she necessarily knows that she has this ability yet, but I have a divine sense where I can detect good or evil. I can sense anything affected by the Hallow spell or know the location of any celestial fiend undead within 60 feet. That's not behind total cover. It's not very far, that's like how it's manifesting for Jassifer, this ability for the first time that she hasn't really discovered yet, is she just like stops and thinks about all of the variables and like listens and looks at the world around her.
You open your mind, utilize this divine sense that you yourself don't really even know you're using, and really just for the listener that they know that you have this ability. To you, it's more just like battle tactics as you scan your surroundings. Nothing is getting picked up by these mushrooms, which are, 30 or so feet ahead. But just at the edge of that range, beyond this patch, and kind of coming not from them, but a little off from, let's say to the east of this patch, you do get a ping of undead, of evil. For you, you don't really realize it as that. It's more just like you sense a threat. Something is out there, and it's not the dragon.
I think that sometimes I might have made the choice to go undetected here, but I think in these dark woods, I decide that whatever is out there does better in the dark than we would do. And so I say to Clover, yeah, I think we should have a light or something. I sense some kind of, I don't know, something not lifelike.
All right, I trust you. She reaches into her handy haversack and pulls out a torch, which she kind of strikes some flint, and light emits from this blossoming of flame. And you see these mushrooms, they are unique. In full light, you notice they have like thick red stems, porous mushroom caps, very unusual type of mushroom by all means. Because you now have light to look at them, I'll say again, you're probably about like 40 feet away. I'll let you roll one last nature check. And if, depending on how you roll, then you just tell me how you proceed forward.
Okay. It's a 2. I proceed forward.
You proceed forward. The two of you, with this light being brightly emitted outward. The moment you get within 30 feet of these mushrooms, they suddenly, bum, 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 we are the shriekers and we scream a lot, begin to sing in 4-part harmony. These are shriekers, a type of mushroom that emits an insanely loud noise when someone is within 30 feet of it or brings bright light within 30 feet of it. And immediately the forest is silenced by these sounds that just echo hundreds of feet in the distance. Just bum, 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 we are the shriekers and we shriek a lot. Bum, bum, bum. Just this music carrying on over and over again.
It's catchy, but troubling.
We should go.
I think so too.
You literally just start running through this patch of mushrooms. They're loudly singing around you. You take your sword out, just slice it one to try to shut it up. It doesn't. It cracks open and gets louder. You keep running and running.
I'm looking up for quicksand on the floor. Watch out, that looks soft. That looks soft.
Oh, thanks. She hops over a patch of mud that definitely was quicksand. You manage to get out of this patch, but as you do, you hear another sound. A giggle. That sense that you had up, a powerful undead entity is approaching quickly. What do?
It's not really the time to be laughing, Clover.
What are you talking about? I ain't laughing.
I skid to a halt beside her and whip out my sword, ready for something to come charging at us.
Emerging from the fog, just in the distance, probably about 30 or so feet away, you see a light. Like a torchlight approaching you. Maybe a friend? Howdy there!
I don't think so.
You go, I don't think so, and Clover immediately calls out to them, hey, we're looking for a dragon's lair. We mean no harm for you.
I don't know if this guy knows howdy.
The moment you whisper that over, you see emerging from the fog is this giggling, wispy ball of yellow-blue light. It floats towards you. I need you to roll initiative.
I will bring out the mushroom dice since we're in the mushroom encounter.
How apt.
Okay, mushroom dice. It's a 10 on initiative.
Wow, Clover rolled a 21 on initiative. I'll say that Goo is going to act on your initiative. The moment this globe of light clocks you guys, it starts to laugh and like spiral towards you. You recognize this immediately. This is a will-o-wisp. You fought these countless times. They are a form of undead, usually the form of spirits that have lost their lives in like dangerous environments. You remember passing through the swamps that were near the mountains of Morthalasso, facing these and having to run away. Where there is one, there are many. And though you don't see them yet, you do begin to hear the sound of laughter in the distance.
We need to get out of their territory.
So are we running or are we fighting?
Run.
She is going to use her action and smack you on the back and go, let's go. She is going to cast Longstrider on you.
BBL Clover.
You just brought BBL Clover into the main feed. That was some afterlife bit. BBL Clover. What are you looking at? She says. She runs off.
Just keep running.
Holy Christ. She is casting Longstrider on you, which is a level 1 spell. She doesn't have a lot of spells, but in an incident like this, you really want to have movement, and you have already said that you have very limited movement, and she recognizes that just based on having seen you in combat before.
Oh, I'm so slow.
This will increase your speed by 10 feet, so you are now moving at 35 feet per round, I believe, right?
30, because I move 20 feet per round.
Okay, so you are at least now moving as fast as Clover herself can move. She is going to then use the rest of her movement to start charging into the woods 30 feet. It is now your turn.
I will dash with my action, so that's 60 feet, correct?
Yes, that's 60 feet.
And then I'll use Nimble Escape to hide in the trees as a bonus action on my turn.
Oh my goodness. Give me a stealth check.
Okay. This is with disadvantage, correct?
Yes.
Due to my
this is
armor.
with disadvantage because of your armor.
Yes. Okay. Still did okay. That's a 19 with my bonus.
Passive perception of a will-o-wisp is 12. You rush ahead. You actually pass by Clover. She goes, holy shit. As you
slide into a bush.
Slide into a bush and escape.
Can Goo do something?
Yes, what would you like Goo to do?
I take Goo out and form him into a ball and chuck him into a different part of the clearing as a distraction.
Okay, give me a deception check for Goo using Goo's stats.
Okay. 6.
You look at Goo and are, what do you say?
Be helpful. I toss him out.
You throw him out and just watch as Goo flies through the air and splats onto a tree and slides down. It is now the will-o-wisp's turn. It uses 50 feet of
like
movement.
Ashley.
That was a full Ashley laugh.
Permanently damaged my lungs.
That's what Ashley does every single time she laughs like that.
Help her.
You are hiding. You throw Goo out with hopes of trying to get the will-o-wisp to chase after it and not Clover, but the will-o-wisp does not bite on the bait. With 50 feet of movement, you watch as it easily clears the distance that Clover has run, only having had the chance to move 30 feet because of Longstrider being cast on you. It is now going to roll an attack. You watch as there's like a crackle of this necromancy shoot out at her. That's a dirty 20, so that is going to hit. It deals 2d8 damage. That is 7 damage. Clover is a little bit over half health.
Uh-oh.
You actually like see her skeleton within her as like this lightning crackles through her. She stumbles and trips over a root and like looks around in the darkness. The torch now is like tumbled out of hand and goes out.
Uh-oh.
She goes, Jazz? Jazz? She thinks that she has been abandoned as you are totally in hiding.
Oh, no.
It is now her turn. having been attacked by this creature. The good news is that the will-o-wisp emits sort of a like semi-bright light, so she can see her surroundings, but you know that like essentially when you guys are running, she's without her torch now.
Right.
She is going to, with her bonus action, call out and say, Jas, I could really use your help right now. I'll give you a bardic inspiration, so you can add a d6 to an attack or saving throw or ability check within the next 10 minutes.
Okay.
And then she is going to action try and hide in the brush, same as you. I'm going to say that because she's literally up in this creature's space, I'm going to, instead of give her disadvantage, just say that this creature gets an opportunity attack on her as she tries to run away. That is only a 3, so plus its bonus, that is lower than her AC. You see like a crackle of lightning as she springs into the bush and tumbles away into the brush. This creature just giggling and laughing and floating around. Its bright light, almost like a spotlight, searching for the two of you. It is now your turn.
As I hear Clover landing in the brush beside me and like calling out and saying she needs help, I think Clover just is like waiting there, huddled in the darkness, and then feels my hand on hers as I go, let's run. And I'm just gonna try and pull her along with me and hope that Goo is following us.
Okay, you can give me a stealth check with disadvantage, as it's the two of you kind of force movement, moving together, trying to escape from here.
So we're gonna try and like essentially like traipse through the brush. Like there's still gonna be like twigs snapping and stuff, but I'm just trying to hurry her along through the dark. I have like both my hands on her shoulders as I'm like, trust me, just keep running.
Okay, and you already have disadvantage on stealth, so I'll say if you're using your action here, just roll as you would normally, roll with disadvantage. The goal is to beat a 12. Okay. And you do have bardic.
I rolled an 8 with disadvantage, so I'm going to use my bardic and hope that I get a 4 or more. I got a 4.
Okay, I'm going to say that that is enough to at least get you moving. You move your speed, and I will roll a perception check for this creature on its turn. That's a natural 2.
If we're hidden, then I think instead of using my action to dash, if we can like creep along, my continuing to hide was bonus action because I have nimble escape. Can I use my action to use a lay on hands on Clover? And as I kind of like grab her hand, give some of these lay on hands points to her.
Oh my goodness. What does this look like for Jas as she heals someone for the first time ever?
I think it happens without her really understanding or intending to. I think it is like a manifestation of Jas's emotions of like, this person cannot go down. We need to essentially be soldiers right now, and if like someone falls down, then I need to help them up. And so my thought is just like, Clover needs to keep running with me or she's gonna slow all of us down and we're all gonna die. And as I am grabbing her hand and running along, I think there's just like a pulse of warmth where our hands are touching. And I'll give her half. I'll give her 5 hit points.
With 5, that puts her at 13 out of 15.
Okay.
In hiding, this creature is still looking for you. I will say that.
And we didn't move very far that round because I healed her instead of dashing.
But with a nat 1.
Sucks to suck.
That's a critical failure. As I said, we're respecting crits this campaign. This creature, giggling, begins to move off in just a slightly different direction. You essentially had just rolled enough to like be at its passive perception, but with a natural 1 seeking you out, it just is kind of floating and laughing and looking around. You now see in the distance those lights of other will-o-wisps being drawn to the commotion, all kind of coalescing where it is heading. You have a moment.
I pat Clover on the back and I say, all right, keep moving. I'm just going to circle back and grab my goo.
What? Oh, right. I forgot.
Just go straight.
She starts to like move straight through the underbrush. She again can't really see, but she trusts you. You turn and you already see that sticking to your boot is Goo, who seems to have already come back.
Right behind you.
The two of you head off, and with that insane failure,
Sticky little thing.
you manage to escape the will-o-wisps and the shriekers that caused this commotion. And we return to the travels to Zuria's lair. Now, give me your final survival check.
The dice heard me. That's 15 with my -1.
That is a success.
Ka-ching!
You continue to travel.
We know this means that nothing will happen.
By this point, many hours have passed. Longstrider fades. You feel like you're growing close. You see dissolved animal corpses, burnt to the bone, dirty bones sticking from withered plants, cracked trees, all the signs of a large creature having passed through here. The scent of death is heavy in the foggy air. I will say that you are automatically stealthed because you passed this survival check. But I need you to give me a perception check as well.
Okay.
Clover will give you advantage. She is listening with her big rabbit ears, even though she can't see very well. Sorry about the torch thing. I used to have goggles, but I left them at Oddjobs when we were back there earlier. Kind of an oversight on my part.
Don't apologize, though. Just improve.
She nods.
That's a 4, even with advantage.
You do not hear them coming.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But at the last moment, you encounter them. Footsteps squelching on the swamp's floor. A small pack of little draconic humanoids, kobolds with inky black scales and yellow-green eyes, wildly looking about, carrying makeshift spears. And strangest of all of it, they seem to also be wearing merch. One has an acid green hat on with a black dragon embroidered on the front. Another's wearing like a black t-shirt with a dragon's face, like breathing acid forward.
Oh my god, it's like Charlie XCX Brat merch.
It's Brat merch. Ken.
It just says dragon in black
It's
text.
Yeah,
Just a green shirt that says dragon.
It just says dragon in brat text. You see one of them's looking at a poster.
We're selling that on the merch store right now, by the way.
Bumping that. You see, these kobolds are like having a grand old time. And so you don't get the jump on getting to hear whatever they were talking about, but you literally stop short and pull Clover behind a tree as this group of kobolds marches by, just like just like laughing and joking, and one of the like looking at posters and talking about the glorious Zuria. Oh, I can't wait till we see her. I'm so excited.
Are they fangirling?
What fresh hells is this? Look at that one's green socks. I think it's got a dragon's face on it.
Such a garish color.
It makes me sick.
And yet it's like the perfect vibe for summer.
Somehow it's simultaneously horrific and hideous, and yet I just want to be a part of it. The two of you froze and watch as, because you were hidden, you managed to avoid them. They continue off in a slightly off direction from the path that you were taking.
So they're definitely going to see this dragon.
Clover looks to you. I mean, I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing. Should we try and use them? Or do we think that there's a way of just avoiding them entirely?
We could pretend to be fans.
We could. What do you think? I feel like we have two options here. We continue on our path, we stay hidden, we try and infiltrate and slay that dragon while it sleeps or something. Or we join this crew and she watches as they're like, it's the knife, and they're just like fake stabbing at each other. They know a lot of different songs.
Wow, I like that one that goes, it's a knife. She's right, sympathy is a knife. Why don't we keep operating as we are, but maybe if we need to last minute come up with some kind of plan, then we can be obsessed fans of Zuria.
I think that's a fair play. Should we try and get ahead of them, though, or should we trail them?
Why don't we just follow them? Let them carve out the path, just in case there's anything that they run into, they'll run into it first.
She nods, and the two of you begin to sneak after these kobolds, kind of following their direction. Oh boy, oh boy. It's good that you didn't have to kill them and or get killed by them. That's a good...
I would never kill these Troye Sivan, Charlie XCX fans. They're on their way to the sweat tour I'm coming with.
Dial 999 for a good time.
Talk to me in Orcish, talk to me in Dwarvish, talk to me in your own made-up language.
Oh my good fucking God.
This is coming out in like December. It's so...
Yeah, I'm
Brad
literally
Summer's
thinking,
so over.
Brad Summer's so over. She got nominated for a Grammy like the other day for Us. So
okay.
if that feels relevant to any of you listeners, when do the Grammys happen? I don't know. Maybe we could time it with a Grammy release. Okay, so at this point, darkness has begun to settle over this world as you follow after these screeching, cackling kobolds. The sun is finally setting on this long day, though much of its light was already obfuscated by the fog and tree cover, so you are relatively unfazed. Clover, still holding your hand, is following after you. You wave away clouds of mosquitoes as you step up on some of the muck, following after the kobolds as they scamper through some trees, and see before you a large pond of murky green-brown water. You know what, actually, of brat green colored water.
Thank you. Yeah, please adjust.
Yes, please. I will adjust the rest of the session to be brat green. Please give me 20 minutes to rewrite everything.
Should we just reconvene tomorrow?
Yeah, I think let's retake this whole episode, honestly. In the middle of this stinking pond, you see a mound of muck, rotted wood, dissolved bone, death of all kinds, clouds of flies buzzing in a frenzy, with a gaping maw like an opening leading in. This is a dragon's lair by all means. There is literally this, if you were like, what's a dragon's lair going to look like in a swamp? This absolutely fits the bill. You are now at the climax of your mission. Your mind flashing back to the stairwell before you confronted Grimgrave, your party gathered around, ready to take on the ultimate test. You're back there again, and yet somehow even more disadvantaged than you were before. What's going on in your mind right now?
Jassifer is pure focus, with a tiny, unrecognized, pushed down mote of fear on the inside, because now she knows what it's like to die a bunch, and she is figuring out that she really doesn't like it.
That'll definitely do it.
I kind of look nervously at Clover and I go, you know you're gonna have to fight, right? Because I know non-violence is your thing, but like, if you leave me alone to fight a dragon, I will die.
Don't worry. Maybe I don't want to pick up a sword and kill this thing, but maybe we can do some sort of coordinated attack. I can like disrupt this fort and knock it over on her or something.
Oh, if we could bring down the cave on her, I mean, sure.
That's the only thought I can have. I understand that violence sometimes is the only option. It's not one that I'm keen to do, and I've avoided it, luckily, through most of my travels so far, but I'm not going to leave you alone down there.
And by the way, I wasn't, I don't know if you thought that I abandoned you.
Oh.
Before.
I knew you had a plan.
Okay. Yeah, I had a plan. I think back to throwing the goo at the tree.
Yeah, smash cut to the goo against the tree again. You see goo kind of like peers out from your armor and goes, "Aww."
Goo, can you go up dragon noses?
Oh. You think that there is a possibility that goo could do that. You also know mechanically
dragons are very intelligent.
Dragons
creatures.
typically are a little bit more intelligent than maybe the common man. Right. So it could be a challenge. And you also have to get goo in the right position to do so. Essentially, has to be within 5 feet of the face.
Okay. Easy.
Easy. Easy, you say to yourself. You watch as these kobolds, like up ahead, rush to the edge of the lake. Oh God, my leg, oh shit, oh fuck. They're just screaming as one of them pulls their leg out of this water. You see it's like sizzling clearly burned by whatever the pH of this body of water is, you suddenly realize it's similar to the puddles that you saw left along your travels to Stincan's Gowt. This is just a full-on pond of acid. Mm-hmm. And you see the kobolds are like, and begin to look around and try and problem solve in their tiny little kobold brains on how they can cross this gap.
Yeah. Let's observe them for a minute, see what they come up with.
All right, I will roll an intelligence check with advantage because they're all thinking together to see if these kobolds can come up with anything. Wow. Okay. A natural 19, which is crazy good. They do -1, so it is an 18. You see that they're all squabbling amongst each other, and like one of them's like, why don't we just use sick as a raft and we just float across? And one of them, who kind of looks maybe like the leader of them, goes, yuck, you idiot! We go together as one. We are bonded fans of Zuria. Zuria Zamily. We need to come up with a good name for our group. We should have done this before we met her. And they all start bickering amongst each other and goes, we'll figure it out. Zuria Zaddies? No.
How far across is the lake? How wide?
It looks like it's about 20 or so feet between you and the mound in the center.
Okay.
You see Clover goes like, my jump isn't too good, but maybe if we had like leverage with the trees. And you see that the kobolds, similar sort of idea begins to form for them. You watch as one of them pulls out this black and green rope, clearly Zuria themed rope. And they like point to the tree and begins to like communicate, and they climb up and one of them ties it and they begin to yank it down as all of them like together grip the rope and pull, and it begins to kind of bend with them, and then they let go to an extent. They like release the tension but hold on to the rope and are flung across the pond. I'm gonna roll a luck check for them.
I'm not fucking doing that.
That is a 4. You watch.
I'm not fucking doing that.
You watch as like, you know what? Okay, so there's 6 of them. I'm going to roll a d6 to determine how many of them survive this. Okay. You watch as 6 black kobolds go soaring through the air. Bumping that. 4 of them land in the acid and begin to emit horrifying screams of pain as 2 of them tumble and land on the mound itself. I'm just going to roll some damage here to see if these guys are killed outright or if they have a chance to swim and just come to land damaged. So I'm going to roll once. The way this works is it's going to be 2d4 acid damage for every round that you are submerged in it. 4 damage to everybody who landed in the water. Kobolds have 5 HP.
Near death.
So all of the kobolds make it to the mound island in the center. 4 out of the 6 of them have burns that go down to the bone. We're like, oh God, worth it.
The people who camp out all night.
Exactly.
And get acid burns to the bone.
My merch! You see one of them, the shirt is completely disintegrated. No! It's all right. We'll get you a new one.
Okay, so maybe we should come up with a different plan besides that one.
I'm all ears, or at least 30% ears. What do you think? I don't think it's a bad idea. It just didn't go perfect for them.
I don't know how much more perfect it would go for me. I'm not having the best day in my new body.
Oh, don't say that. Today's a great day.
It's just some growing pains. Today is a great day also?
Yeah, I mean, we're alive. I could have died in that sludge back there, but you saved me. That's a great day to me.
We might have damned 2 lovely lesbians to death.
Let's not be talking like that, all right? You speak of failure and boom, there she is.
Oh, you're one of those. Jassifer doesn't believe in manifestation.
I'm going to choose not to hear that.
Yeah, manifest me not speaking. Great.
All right, if we're going to get back to this level of things, we're going to have some issues going to deal with a dragon.
I'm watching to see if I can think of anything.
Okay, so I will tell you what you're working with Clover. She does have rope. So she does have like basic adventurer's gear. So she's not like unequipped. You guys still have your good berries, obviously. So if you do get hurt, you at least have a pool of like 3 HP that you can have and eat.
Revive someone with.
You know that she is pretty good at jumping. Basically, her jump mechanic is the same as anyone. If you have like a running start, you can make a jump that I believe is your strength score. When you make a long jump, you cover a number of feet up to your strength score if you move at least 10 feet on a foot immediately. What's your strength score?
My strength score is 9.
Okay, so you and Clover both have a strength of 9, which means that each one of you can leap 9 feet. And Clover has an ability that allows her to jump even further. It's called Rabbit Hop. As a bonus action, she could jump 10 feet without provoking opportunity attacks. She only gets this twice, but she can essentially go a total of 19 feet, which is most of the distance. If you can get yourself a little bit further, perhaps she can land without issue, and there's a way of like creating some sort of like, you know, extended rope that you can scale down kind of thing. Or you know, you have materials, and you could use a similar plan to the kobolds, but not rely so heavily on luck of landing in the right place.
Gravity. Okay, I walk out of the woods in plain sight and go,
What are you doing?
Hey, did we almost miss the party? Bumping that, bumping that, bumping that, bumping that.
All of the kobold heads immediately turn to you guys. Fellow Zed heads! Yeah!
Oh, you guys put your merch on before the acid lake? It's like it's your first time doing this.
Give me an intimidation check.
That's a 15.
15. You see these kobolds look so deeply ashamed. Wearing the merch of the band to the concert that they're performing at. I mean, is it their first concert? Doing it before the Acid Lake? I mean, come on. Have you ever even wanted to visit a Black Dragon's lair? Like, you immedially see self-consciousness. You see insecurity spread through the group.
Babies.
But no, this isn't our first time
Well, you're
meeting
gonna have to
Zeria.
buy more, and it's way more expensive there.
Oh no, how much do you think it is?
Let me think. Hey, listen. Why don't you guys on that end, we'll push the tree branch over. You all grab the end of the tree branch, and then we can just cross it like a bridge. And then, you know, once I get over there, I can give you some tips for getting really good, barricade spots.
Because they're intimidated by you, give me a persuasion check with advantage. Yes, I'm here too, and also a huge fan of Zeria. You may call me a Zed head.
Oh, yes! It's a dirty 20.
You see them like all group up and whisper to each other. They're a little too far away, so you can't hear exactly what they're saying, but they turn and their leader goes,
For a fellow Zedhead, anything.
Clover and I want to go up and essentially, like, this long bough that they already, like...
yeah, the
bent
tree that they had
down.
launched themselves from, like that is now standing back straight again.
Yeah, we want to try and, like, bend it back, pull it back down with some rope, maybe Clover's rope, and bend it so that they can, like, all 6 of them, if they just stand like 6 kobolds in a trench coat, like, grab onto the tip of it and, like, pull it towards the mound so that Clover and I essentially have, like, a rounded bridge to, like, cling to and move over the lake.
Okay, so the way that I see this working, and correct me if you feel like it should be different, if you and Clover climb up to the top of this tree and like start to use your weight to let it bend over towards them, they can then use any rope they have to like toss
Pull
it to you.
in, yeah.
And you can
Secure
tie
it so that we're not relying on the bounce and letting go, but rather once they have secured it, then we'll kind of be able to just like wiggle over it. And then maybe once it gets really thin up towards the top, then we can just like do a smaller leap from there.
Okay. You begin to climb this tree, Clover following after you. You're muddy.
Right. Hold it steady. This is for Zuria. Remember, you want her stadium to be packed out, right?
Yeah.
As you guys climb to the top, this is going to be so confusing to someone who's never heard a single song off the Brat
Dial
album.
999 Swampy Girl.
I urge you to all go and listen to Brat after this episode. As you guys climb to the top and the tree does slowly kind of begin to bend over, you in your armor use that weight to kind of keep it bending. And as it leans further and further, Clover attaches the rope to the tree and then flings it out to the kobolds who like scramble over each other to grab it and then all together yank down. It is a tremendous effort. This is like one of those bendy palm trees you see in cartoons that can like launch people. You know, it's like a weeping willow version of that. And so you are able to kind of get really, really close and feel like the tree isn't going to snap and fall in, as long as this is executed correctly.
As long as they don't let go.
As long as they don't let go. Thankfully, with your intimidation and then that persuasion, they hold firm and allow you and Clover to make that final leap. I'm going to say that like you get pretty much half the distance across. And with that rope, you can either try and leap from the tree, which it won't be a running leap, so it'll be kind of a check, or you can try and scale down the rope, whatever you prefer.
Yeah, I'm going to try and scale down the rope because I don't have a very long jump.
Okay. Clover is actually going to do the same. So first you go and your weight allows this so that like the kobolds honestly like have like a counterbalance that once you finally drop down next to them and they go, and like start patting you and you're like, focus up, and they grab the rope and pull further. And Clover grabs it and kind of zip line slides down. She lands on the mud, rubs her hands out because she's like, rug burn. All right, I'm here and so excited for the Zuria show. This is a concert now?
So what are you guys going to say to her when you finally meet her?
I'm so excited. We're going to pledge our allegiance to her and serve her and her young as she lays waste to this horrible, horrible countryside.
Sure, us too.
What was that about a young?
Yes. Oh my God, did you not hear?
And all of them start like laughing amongst each other. Clover looks to you.
We don't know the tea. Tell us.
Clover looks to you and she gives that kind of like, I'm so sorry, I like blew our coolness in front of these guys. But they go,
we're not online.
You must have missed the last tweet, which is what we, I guess, call sending spells in this world. Zuria has given birth to a glorious egg. One that will inherit her empire once we burn this place to the fucking ground.
That is such good news.
Bubba-nat.
You guys love that song.
It's the only one he knows.
and gesture to that kobold.
He's a fake fan.
He listens to the singles, yeah. Okay, good about the egg. Let's get there so we can worship it. Clover.
Thank you so much for listening.
If you enjoyed the show, please follow us on Spotify or leave a review on Apple Podcasts.
Thank you especially to our Eldritch patrons. If you would like to become an Eldritch patron, go to patreon.com/trynottodiepod. At the $5 tier, you get access to the afterlife. That's right, you get access to heaven or hell, it's up to you, via the exclusive talkback show where we discuss what happened during this arc.
You also get access to a bunch of other bonus content like recipes from the show, polls, and other random stuff we're cooking up.
But if you really want access to a bunch of other full-length episodes, sign up for the $10 tier for the content search where we play out usually canon one-shots, test out new systems, review nerdy media, and really do anything we can to entertain you, our Eldritch patrons.
And of course, a huge thank you to Lore Party, the network that supports us. Lore Party Media is dedicated to celebrating the power of stories that shape who we are. If you enjoy our show, please check out their other shows, which you can see on loreparty.com, or you can just search Lore Party in your favorite podcast streaming platform.
And you can check me out on Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch, all under the username Noah the Infuriator. No spaces, just Noah the Infuriator.
While you're at it, hit up my socials too, Lise vs. Life, that's Lise vs. Life. Follow me on TikTok, and then while you're at that, follow Try Not to Die Pod on TikTok too, where we post clips of the show.
Thank you again for listening, and until next time, try not to die. Patrons, especially Anina, Any Major Dude, Ashley, Becca B, Bugroots, Colleen, Colin, Ian, Eclair, Alana, Emily, Grace, Hope, Jacob, James, Jeff, Joey, Karen, Kate, Katie, Leo, May, Morgan, Nat, Nicola, Paige, Patrick, Roni, Sahara, and of course, our producer Patty, Patrick Bronstetter, and producer Daddies, Drew Bailey, Sam Golden, Becca Mount, and Rose Evelyn Campbell. We thank you for these podcasting powers and promise to raise hell in your names. Till next time, try not to die.